Dr. Yang, you're an associate professor at the Department of Biological Innovation Institute of Plant Protection of the Chinese Academy of Agricultural Sciences, and you take part to quite a big Horizon 2020 project. Can you tell us a bit about the topic of the project and what your research is all about?
Okay, the topic of this project is integrated pest management of the pests in vegetables and fruits that both happened in Europe and China. And for myself, my research topic is about the biological control of invasive alien insect pests, especially the whitefly. I'm using the parasitoids, the wasps, to control the whitefly. That means by the help of the biological control agents, also combined with some of other unchemical methods like physical methods, the yellow boards, the mesh, or some of the plant extractions or essential oils, or some of the ecological manipulation by using banker plants or the attractive plants to combine control the pests, insect pests in the field. That's environmentally friendly methods to manage its pests.
That's a very important topic. I think it's a global topic because a lot of crops are affected and also a lot of vegetables are affected. How about now your international cooperation with the partners from a lot of European countries? How does it benefit your research? What about also the quality of your research? Is it improving? What do you win? What do you maybe also provide to the other partners? Can you explain us why to cooperate on an international scale?
For this specific project, you know that Europe are very high quality in the pest management by the ecological methods. So by the IPM means integrated pest management, and they have many of the biological control companies to produce commercial products, and we can benefit from their experience on this part. And but another way, the scientists are in this area are very good, and it will definitely increase the layer of the publishers, the papers, the site, and also the patents, and that will be very good for us. And also the target we focused on, the pests are common in both China and Europe. This is one part. Another part is that some invasive pests that will be invade China or Europe by the increasing communication between these two countries, the fruit communication, the vegetables inputs, so that we will confront the risk of invaded pests from each other. So by communication with each other, by the research before, we can get some background on how to prevent and management these pests beforehand. So that will be very good for both of our sides.
Yes, this sounds very promising and is very important to also communicate quite fast, know each other who is doing research in the respective field. May I ask also, what can you contribute to European science? What is your added value as a Chinese partner in a European project?
Yeah, actually, one part is that we have a lot of resources of the biocontrol agents. You know, China is wide and have different climates, different geographic features in different parts. So that means we almost covers all these different climates in Europe. That the biological control agents in our side, they can introduce them into their side and to improve the biocontrol. And also we have many of the experimental stations to do the demonstration work, and that will be a benefit for our European partner as well. And also we have we have different research, how I say, research benefits in different parts. They have the good research in how to transfer the research to the products, how to use them. And we have a lot of the basic research in this, what's the behavior of these biocontrol agents, and the basic research on that. And we can combine each other to get a better benefits for each other.
So you are also now experienced in submitting a proposal and going through the whole process of get a project approved and organize the funding. And we know it is quite challenging to organize the funding. So you got the project approved already in early 2015, is that right? And you still do not have the funding in 2016.
Yes.
You covered it with different other sources, national sources, but we are now here, as you should actually be in Venice at the first annual meeting because you could not cover the travel costs.
Yes.
And I think it's not the same like meeting by video conference than really upfront when we can communicate. So how about now your recommendations towards improvements of this international cooperation? Where are the specific points you would say this needs to be improved?
Okay. Since this is the first batch of projects being approved by EU, so there might be some communication difficulty between the Chinese Ministry of Science and Technology and the Europe Commission. However, they have got some common ideas that the project has issued by Chinese government by the end of this February, and we applied for this project, and now we are in the second stage of this project, and we have reason to believe that we will got funding maybe by the end of this year. So this is for, I think this is for the first bench or second bench of this project. So the next benches of this project, I don't think they will confront the same problem of this funding problem. So that's only for us.
Yes.
So now we having this travel problem, but for research we can partially take part in. So what I'm thinking is that this is just one part, and for another part is that for we scientists in China have consumed a lot of time for the administration of this project, near half of our time, and but for our Europe partners, they have one work packages just for administration, the very expert persons, and I think that for most, maybe this is a chance for them to think about maybe we can have fundings and plans to support some people to do the administration work in this project, that to communicate with both the Chinese and Europe partners and to manage the whole project that will be more effective, and we can contribute more time in research. That's
in
what
research.
we really
Focus on
should
research.
do.
Yes. So you're a very, very well educated person. You should focus on research and say maybe research and research administration should be covered by supporting personnel, but there should be funding for to do this work
Yes.
if ever they provoke so much
Yeah.
administrative
Yeah,
burden.
if so, that will be a great improvement.
Yes. And how about also the improvements on a researcher level? If there are younger researchers now and they want to go for international cooperation, can you give them some hints and say, this you should do, this you shouldn't do? How about your recommendations to researchers? What can they improve?
Okay, my recommendation is that take conference that you can know some of the very good scientists in your topic, and that's you can communicate with them to establish the contacts with the maybe 1 or 2, 3 that's the main scientists. And if you want to apply for this projects, maybe by both sides they can organize a group of Europe people who is good at this topic, and you are in China, you know who are better in this topic. So both of you can organize a group. So then that you know what's the best group in Europe, they know what's the best group in China. Then you have more communications with Europe scientists who are working good at this topic by take part in this kind of projects that will widen your
Horizons?
Yes, that's very good.
So maybe rather to talk about excellent ideas first, what is needed to be done by research, what are the research questions, and choose the best partners, and afterwards care for the funding.
Yes.
I mean, the funding problem is a challenge, but maybe to have the best idea in the middle and as the most important issue to cooperate is maybe more essential.
Yes.
Thank you very much for this interview. We wish you all the best for your research and for your future endeavors.
You're welcome.
Thank
My
you.
pleasure.